Okay. We're going to call the meeting for Akron City Council to order at this time. Our clerk will read the roll.
Taylor.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Fusco.
Aye.
Holland.
Aye.
Hamer.
Aye.
Lombardo.
Aye.
McKittrick. Malik.
Aye.
Mosley.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Amobian.
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
All members are present except for McKittrick.
Thank you. At this time, we'll be led in prayer by Councilman Mike Freeman. Immediately following our prayer, I'm going to ask if Councilman Malik will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and pray together. Father, we come to you and we acknowledge you as being the giver of all good gifts. We acknowledge, God, that your ways are higher than our ways. Your thoughts are higher than our thoughts. But nonetheless, we trust you as we come out of this time that we call Thanksgiving. So much to give thanks for, so many blessings, so many benefits that you have provided us with. And may we not take those things lightly. And may we always realize in the midst of our blessing that we are our brother's keeper. Bless our business tonight. Keep our minds ever fixed upon servitude to you and to those in our city. I pray in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
the flag
of the
of
United
the United States of America
and to the
To the
republic
Republic
for which it
for which
stands,
it
stands
one nation,
one nation,
under God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice for all.
The minutes from our previously held meeting have been provided. Are there any additions or corrections?
Motion to approve.
Can we get a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Taylor.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Fusco.
Aye.
Holland.
Aye.
Hamer.
Aye.
Lombardo.
Aye.
Malik.
Aye.
Mosley.
Aye.
Neal.
Stay.
Amobian.
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
The minutes pass 11-0 with one abstention.
Thank you. Before you, you have the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Can we get a second, Councilman Holland?
Second.
Roll call.
Taylor.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Fusco.
Aye.
Holland.
Aye.
Hamer.
Aye.
Lombardo.
Aye.
Malik.
Aye.
Mosley.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Amobian.
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
The consent agenda passes 12-0.
We have no public hearings scheduled for this evening, so we'll move right into old business. Budget and Finance, Councilman Freeman.
Committee request time.
Time will be granted. Planning and Economic Development, Councilman Fusco.
Yes, the report of the committee on item number 1 is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Are there any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, thank you, President Somerville. This is accepting a dedication for a plat for the utility right-of-way for the Riverwood Golf Course Apartments that council had previously voted on in terms of a conditional use some time ago. And so we're asking for passage this evening.
Thank you so much. The rules have been suspended and the committee's report is favorable. Roll call.
Taylor.
Aye.
Connor.
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Holland,
Aye.
Hamer,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
Pollock,
Aye. Sorry. Sorry, abstain. I'm sorry.
Mosley,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
This passes 11-0 with one abstention.
Councilman Fusco?
Yes, thank you. On item number 2, the report of the committee is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, thank you. Happy to report that this is the first development basically that we're seeing in the Eastgate 2 urban renewal area. This is the area that's east of the Goodyear development on the east side of town. This is for the FF Reserve Limited Liability Corporation, 5.9 acres approximately, as well as this also outlines the agreement for the sale of the property. And so with that, and it's the development agreement also. So with that, we're asking for suspension of the rules and passage this evening.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor, roll call.
Taylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Holland,
Aye.
Hamer,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
Pollock,
Aye.
Mosley,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
Passes 12-0.
Councilman Fusco?
Yes, thank you. On item number 3, the report of the committee is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Are there any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Yes, thank you. This outlines the TIF in reference to the development that we had just approved. That was both of these were introduced last week. We wanted to give council time to review the agreement, the sale, as well as the TIF. And so we provided that time, and we're looking forward to seeing this development take off and hopefully begin more development in that particular area. So with that, we're going to recommend approval this evening and hope for passage. Thank you.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor, roll call.
Taylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Holland,
Aye.
Hamer,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
Pollock,
Aye.
Mosley,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 12-0.
Councilman Fusco?
Time on the balance of the agenda.
Time will be granted. Parks and Rec, Councilman Neal.
Madam President, the committee's request is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules.
Are there any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you. Yeah, as was discussed in committee today, seeing that the former showmobile, we got good use out of it, some 24 years. Committee agrees that this is a good expenditure, and they're supposed to report back to us to see if we could get some further use in any kind of way or trade-in value on the other one. And with that, we're asking for its passage.
Thank you. The rules have been suspended and the committee's report is favorable. All in favor, roll call.
Taylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye. Aye.
Holland,
Aye.
Hamer,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
Pollock,
Aye.
Mosley,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 12-0.
That completes our old business. We'll now move into new legislation.
Item number 1, offered by Fusco. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to negotiate, enter into, execute, and deliver agreements in connection with the acquisition of the Oliver Ocasek Building and the financing of the renovation of the Oliver Ocasek Building for use as office facilities for the city and the state and for use as the new Akron Municipal Court administrative facilities and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Fusco.
Ask council to please give careful consideration to this particular item. Should you have questions, please forward them to Mr. Volman and copy me. Thank you.
Thank you. This item will be referred.
Item number 2, offered by Freeman. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to participate in the Water Resource Restoration Sponsor Program and to enter into a sponsorship agreement with the Columbus and Franklin County Metro Parks for the sponsorship of the Clear Creek Bank Stabilization and Fish Habitat Project under the WRRSP and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Freeman.
Refer, please. No, this is, I'm sorry, consent agenda.
This item will be placed on the consent agenda.
Item number 3, offered by Kamer. Ordinance authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a cooperative agreement and other related agreements with Summit County and/or other local communities in order to establish a more cost-effective joint public safety answering point facility and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee's report is to place this item on the consent agenda, please.
Thank you. This item will be placed on the consent agenda.
Item number 4 is offered by Councilman Fusco, Councilman McKittrick, and Councilman Kamer. Resolution expressing support of Ohio House Bill 408, which seeks to address the rise in thefts of catalytic converters by banning the receipt, purchase, and sale of catalytic converters without proof of ownership and declaring an emergency.
Councilman Kamer.
Thank you, Madam President. Committee's report is favorable, and we're asking for suspension of the rules, please.
Are there any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
Thank you, Madam President. I know Councilman Jeff Fusco has worked very hard on this, and I'll defer to him if he has any additional comments.
No, not necessarily, just that we had discussed this in committee somewhat extensively today, and that everyone's aware that this has become a hot item, for lack of a better term, sorry, but that catalytic converters have been stolen from public property. It seems as though there's no fear in these individuals that choose to go this direction. So found out that our hands are tied on what we can do locally. So there has been a legislation introduced on the state in the State House, and that's being considered. I'm sure it's going to evolve, but at least they're looking at it and considering to do something in this direction. We've seen an increase locally in terms of the amount of crime with regards to the catalytic converters. So we're asking for passage, and hopefully the state will come through with something meaningful that will curb this problem that we have statewide, basically, and in Akron. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Councilman Kamer, anything else?
No, Madam President. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So the committee's report is favorable. The rules have been suspended. All those in favor, roll call.
Baylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Holland,
Aye.
Kamer,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Mosley,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
Passes 12-0. Item number 5 is offered by Councilwoman Mosley and Councilwoman Holland. Resolution urging the city of Akron to implement a program to make feminine hygiene products free and accessible with dignity in restrooms in all city-owned or operated buildings and declaring an emergency.
Councilwoman Amobian.
We ask that this item be placed on the consent agenda.
Okay, this item will be placed on the consent agenda.
Item number 6, offered by Councilwoman Mosley and Councilwoman Holland. Ordinance authorizing the purchasing agent, after publicly advertising for bids, to enter into a contract or contracts for the purchase of feminine hygiene products to be provided for free in restrooms in all city-owned or operated buildings, authorizing the expenditure of funds therefore and declaring an emergency.
Councilwoman Amobian,
Committee's report is favorable. We ask for suspension of the rules. I would
Are there
also
any-
like us to consider mayor and council as a whole.
okay, thank you so much. Are there any objections on suspension of the rules? Seeing and hearing none, the rules have been suspended.
I'd like to defer to Councilwoman Mosley.
Thank you, Councilwoman Amobian. Yes, this legislation would make feminine hygiene products available on all City of Akron buildings and buildings operated by the City of Akron. We would join a list of other cities who have also passed similar legislation more recently: Cleveland, Columbus, Ann Arbor, and New York City, and we're asking for passage. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Councilwoman Holland, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Madam President. I would echo my colleague, Councilwoman Mosley's comments, and I would add that this is a really big move and a crucial one for women and particularly young girls today. This is an opportunity to address a silent problem that's known as period poverty. This is an opportunity to allow particularly young girls in difficult situations a little bit more freedom to live their lives. I am proud to have been asked to co-sponsor this legislation, and I am proud to be part of a city that would take the step. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilwoman Amobian is asking for a motion for mayor and council as a whole.
Second.
Do we have a second? All in favor, roll call.
Taylor,
Aye.
Connor,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Fusco,
Aye.
Holland,
Aye.
Hamer,
Aye.
Lombardo,
Aye.
Malik,
Aye.
Mosley,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Amobian,
Aye.
Somerville.
Aye.
This passes 12-0, mayor and council as a whole.
That concludes our new legislation for this evening. We'll now move to the portion of our meeting that we refer to as our public comment period. We do have 4 individuals who have signed up to participate, and we'll just ask our council clerk to let us know when all participants are in the room.
This time we only have 2 that have joined the Zoom meeting. First one being Rick Laney.
Sarah, who else do we have online with us besides Rick?
It's initials, so I'm not sure. This might be Ms. Minter.
Yeah, Rick Laney, Curtis.
Okay, Rick's online. Is
Yes.
Admika online with us? Okay. Well, Rick, we're going to have you start off, okay? So you'll have 3 minutes to speak to this body. I'm just going to ask that you be sworn in by a member of our law department before you bring forth your comments, okay?
Okay, if you could please take yourself off of mute and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth? If so, please answer, I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. And Mr. Laney, you can proceed with your comments.
Okay, this won't take long. The comments I have to make is about the property address 2330 25th Street Southwest, Kenmore. The last council meeting we had, they ruled to have the property demolished, and the property owners were suggesting they wanted a 180-day reprieve of that decision. immediately after the meeting, before I even got home, there was two guys that came and boarded up the building, well, at least the doors. But since then, the building is back open again. So they're not, I don't know what the status is of their appeal of the decision, but the building is not any better than it was during the last meeting. So the outbuildings are open. There's broken windows on the south side of the building, bottom level, free access in and out, and there's still people going in and out of the building. So I took pictures of the broken windows and the open doors. I attempted to send these pictures to the property owners that supposedly on East Market Street, 1200 East Market Street, Suite 1111. Sent a registered letter, it came back undeliverable. So honestly, I don't know where these people are at, but you can't send them anything. So my question is, where does it stand? Have they applied for an appeal, and will there be a hearing for that? That's all I need to say.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Laney. So we will make sure that we follow up with you and we get your question answered, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sarah, do we have anyone else that's joined us?
We still have somebody assigned in as ROCBLOC.
Okay.
I'm not
so
sure if that's one of
whoever-
our, not sure if that's one of our public commenters.
So if we have Dee McCall online with us, or Edmika Mentor, or Kiana Winchester, now is your opportunity to speak before this body.
Madam President, Dee McCall is joining the meeting now.
Okay. Okay, Dee, you're right on time. Can you hear me, Dee?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
Perfect. So it's your time to bring forth comments. I'm just going to ask that you be sworn in by a member of our law department first, okay?
Okay.
If you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth? If so, please answer I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Hello and good evening. Today I am describing what equity is to me and just the demands of the Freedom Block. Equity to me is access to opportunity and resources for all people. According to Akron's Code of Ordinance, Chapter 150, the Environmental Housing Code, Title 15, Land Use, and Section 150.07, which is Dwelling in Requirements, 150.10, which is General Maintenance, and 150.15, which is Unfit Dwellings or Premises. We at the Freedom Block demand that City Council, Council President, Mayor, County Council, County Executive, and HUD work with the Housing as a Right Tenant Union to tear down inadequate housing units like the Erickson, Wilbith, Park Lane Manors, Newton Estates, and likes of any other similar inadequate complexes and rebuild for humane occupancy. We demand that we strengthen and expand housing assistance. We also demand advanced housing equity. We demand increase the production of and access to affordable housing. We demand to enact a renters and tenants bill of rights. And we ask the mayor to care about the poor and forgotten as much as he cares about the rich. We ask that the county council president cares about the poor and forgotten as much as she cares about the mayor's agenda. And we also ask city council to care as much about the poor and forgotten as much as they do about the mayor's agenda. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. McCall. Council Clerk, do we have any other participants in the room?
Amika, can you hear us now? It looks like she's connected to video.
Perfect. And Mika, we're just going to ask at this time if you can take yourself off mute and just be sworn in by a member of our law department.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth? If so, please answer I do.
I do.
Thank you.
And Mika, you can begin with your comments.
Yes. Hi, I'm Edmika. I'm the president of the Erickson Tenant Union. I am here again just to talk about change and communication with the community, the low income areas, especially Erickson. As we talked about before, babies have died, and in that same apartment, a woman was raped in that same apartment a year later. And a year later after that, they moved a older elderly guy in where species and everything and rodents and everything are there, flooding to his ankles, and his family had to move him out. And I'm just asking for the help, as much help as we can get on this issue, these issues. We really need these apartments condemned, because there's no, as I'm living in this new one right now, there's no fixing this. I'm still having flooding problems. I was supposed to go take my GED test today, and I could not do that because my downstairs flooded, and stool and stuff from other people's apartments coming up out the drain. So I had to use my carpet cleaner to suck it up off the water so it wouldn't damage my clothes again. I'm just, like I said, I'm here to make sure this doesn't happen to anybody else. These are not conditions that anyone should be living in. And that's basically all I have to say. Thank you.
And Mika, thank you so much for those comments. At this time, this concludes our public comment period. We'll now move into our committee assignments. Neighborhood Assistance, Councilman Busco.
Subject to call.
Public Safety, Councilman Kamer.
215.
Planning and Economic Development, Councilman Busco.
1.
Health and Social Services, Councilwoman Amobian.
2:30.
Parks and Rec, Councilman Neal.
145.
Public Utilities and Green Committee, Councilman Freeman.
45.
Rules Committee, Councilman Freeman.
2 p.m.
Public Service, Councilwoman Mosley.
2 p.m.
Budget and Finance, Councilman Freeman.
3 p.m.
Thank you. Is there anything else coming before council at this time? Let's see, Councilman Neal.
Thank you, Madam President. Saw the email regarding council retreat. Thank you for thinking of scheduling one. I was just wondering if we thought of that weekend as a busy weekend for some of us, with it being the weekend of the King holiday. There's a lot of events going on locally and throughout the state. If by chance there's another day that we could choose, either the Saturday before or the Saturday after, that would be appreciated. Just because that being the King holiday, there are a lot of different things taking place.
Thank you so much, Councilman Neal. And well, yeah, we'll look to look for a different date, okay? Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. Is there anything else coming before council at this time?
Motion
If
to
not,
adjourn.
we have a motion for adjournment. If there are no objections, meeting adjourned.
Concludes the live broadcast of Akron